Today we have an old school TFL Classics old versus new video with a 2025 Honda Civic and a 1984 Honda Civic. Both of these cars have 40 years between them, and funny enough, this brand new Civic actually has more miles on it than this old one, because the old Civic here, this 1984, is a car that Honda sent us out of their collection haul. Here on the TFL Classics channel, it wasn't running. We've put a bunch of effort into getting it back up and running, detailed the car, and now, starting tomorrow in real time, it's not gonna go up the day after this video does, but Tommy and I tomorrow are going to start road tripping this all the way back to its home in Torrance, California, because that's what Honda wants us to do with it. When we got the car, it had 70 miles on the clock. Now it's got a couple hundred as we've been getting it running, putting some fresh oil in it, running some fuel through the system. But in this video, as a little preview to this big road trip that we're doing, Alex, who's behind the camera, and I are going to do a little comparison to show how much progression there has been over the course of 40 years in the Honda Civic, one of the most popular car models of all time. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. This, when it showed up at our office, this old Civic, one of the coolest cars I think that's rolled through our office in a long time, which I think is really funny because back in the day it was as basic as it got, you know? There wasn't really much special about this car. Sure, people loved them, but yeah, I think it's way cooler in 2024 being this clean and this low miles. And yeah, like you said, we've got 40 years of Civic here, and we're gonna see how much has changed, what you get for your money, what the price differences are, and just go through these cars.
I'll tell you what, this 84 Civic, and mostly in good ways, is a product of a very different time. It's amazing just how basic this vehicle is, and we'll show you some of the things that make it such a simple vehicle. Let's see, there it is. For one, we have this carbureted 1.5 liter 4-cylinder, so no fuel injection, and I would say that that means it's not a very complicated car. But as Andy and I have found out, there are about 30 vacuum lines going to this carburetor. The schematic for where all those vacuum lines go is unsettling, to say the least.
Yeah, and Andy's we call him a magician because he's great with this kind of stuff, right? And it was even a challenge for him, but you know, complication's a scale, right? You know, like there's a range to that. And yes, this might be pretty complicated, but I think in 40 years, and you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, if we brought that gray Civic to Andy in 40 years, he would laugh and tell us to go kick rocks.
I'll tell you what, it would be definitely some of the systems that make this more complicated, but also more sophisticated, a better driving car, a more powerful car, a more efficient car. Yeah, I don't know if they'll stand the test of time the way that this has, because this car has a lot of staying power. Its biggest challenge is the fact that it has been in storage for such a long time. This has been a museum car. And so really in its life, it's never run. I mean, it's never even gone through a full tank of gas until we got our hands on it. And because there was
we got it with what, like 60 some miles on it?
Yeah, and because there was some fuel left in the system when it was stored, that kind of wreaked havoc on the fuel system. So Andy has had to go through that fuel system many, many times. A lot of shops and a lot of mechanics would look at the old carburetor and the condition that it was in and say, there's no salvaging it, we need to throw a different carb on there. But this car being so low miles and so original, we wanted to try and bring this car back. And I say we, it was all Andy.
Yeah, totally. He did some great work on this car, and it came together really nicely. I'm glad I'm not going on this road trip with you guys because I have a feeling some things might go wrong. Oh, you want me to unlock the door?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Also,
that's a big difference, right?
Yeah,
Key fob?
It is.
I didn't even hit the button. That was all proximity.
Yeah, it is a little bit more high tech in that way and in many ways. Under the hood of the new Civic here. Let's see if I can do this any smoother. Probably not. Should have practiced this before we rolled the camera. Where is it? There it is.
So
here.
2 liter, right? Hybrid system.
Exactly. So it's a 2 liter hybrid. Really impressive on this car. It's rated at 50 miles per gallon city, 47 highway, 49 combined. So unbelievably high MPG numbers on this. Yeah, 200 horsepower. It does have a CVT transmission instead of a 5-speed like what is in the old 84, so it's not as engaging to drive in that way. Although, of course, it being a modern car, it's got much better handling. It's quieter, it's more comfortable. They've, of course, improved it in every way.
Big power difference, 200 horsepower versus what are we looking at over here?
76.
Yeah, not great.
Well, you know, it's a very lightweight car, and 76 horsepower is plenty enough to motivate it, but 76 horsepower is like an average number for a motorcycle these days.
Yeah, and you haven't driven this over Vale Pass yet. I think your perception on 76 horsepower might change once you get it up.
Yeah, when we're crossing, you know, close to 10,000 feet. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. So in this video, we're not going to drive these two cars. If you want to see how the new Civic drives, we've done plenty of videos on this model of the Civic, as well as the Civic Si and the Type R with over 300 horsepower, and those are ones that you can still get with a manual transmission. If you're interested to see how this drives, you got to stay tuned because, again, we're going to drive this all the way to California. So we'll be able to tell you everything about how this car drives. Now let's switch things up a little bit. Why don't you jump in the passenger seat and let's show this Civic's interior, because I think more people these days are actually familiar with what cars have developed into over the last several decades versus what they used to be. So this is all pretty standard stuff these days. We've got screen, buttons, screens. We've got a lot of features. This is auto climate control, dual zone. We've got Apple CarPlay here up top, so you can connect your phone. Yeah, heated seats. I will say, as far as screens go, this is not the biggest, highest resolution, fanciest looking screen that's out there on the market. It's a more basic setup. This is a more economical car, but it's still very comfortable. It gives you quite a few features. You've even got a lot of driver assistance and safety features, tons of airbags. It's a comfortable car.
Cup holders.
Yeah, you do have cup holders. Some things that seem, things that today we take for granted, but you'll see in a second why we shouldn't. Then we've also got this wireless charger here. We've got USB-C ports. Kind of fun. Our vents are hidden into this pattern across the dash. So that's not a vent right here in the middle, but it is right around the actual knobs that you use to adjust them. There's a fun tie-in there with the old school Civic, but this new car is super comfortable. Got a sunroof, pretty good visibility, Bose audio.
Yeah, steering wheel's way different. I mean, in modern cars now, you have tons of controls all over the steering wheel for not only the radio, but also like adaptive cruise control, which obviously is something that wasn't really a thing when that 84 Civic came out.
Not at all. But they have, even though a lot of modern cars have very thick pillars and they get a little bit in the way of your visibility, they've actually managed to make the structure of this pretty compact, so your visibility out of this car is still really good. These are still very easy cars to drive. They give you all the comforts that you need and that you would expect to have, while still being a pretty economical car.
The other thing too, this is, not a very expensive car. I mean, some might argue with that, but as far as new cars go, this is, we'll get to the price in a little. Yeah. It's not super expensive.
No, for all the features that you get, that's for sure.
The seat materials and everything, all pretty premium feeling.
Yeah, it's not bad. Now, let's contrast that with the 84 Civic, which for the time, again, a very economical car, one that was meant to be affordable transportation for people. Not anything definitely in the luxury space for sure. So by contrast here, we're in a completely different world. So for one, my mirror adjustment here is manual. So I have this adjustment that I can do to move it around physically. I've got a hand crank window. No surprise there. And looking towards Alex's side of the car, I actually don't have a side mirror there.
No, that was when one mirror was all you needed.
And honestly, because these seats are relatively low backed and because there's so much glass in this car, I can very easily turn my head and see what's to my right without even having that side mirror.
Yeah, I will say it feels bigger in here. Like, not in every way, maybe. Like, legroom maybe is a little compromised compared to the new Civic. I can't really stretch my legs as much, although it's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, the glass is really tall, and it comes, you know, the glass in the new Civic is like above my shoulder height, whereas here it goes way lower and way higher. Yeah, you've got tons and tons of headroom above you, and it's just brighter in here. I mean, part of that's the interior color, part of it's all the glass, but you know, part of it's not having a big console in the center here. It just feels roomy.
It does, and it's funny too, some of the other features that we get. So, like I mentioned, we've got this 5-speed manual transmission. This is one of the easiest manuals I've ever driven in my whole life. We've got a lighter and an ashtray. We don't have a radio because this car was very, very basic. You could spec these cars out a number of different ways, and this one was spec'd with no radio and also no AC. So you can see the blue lines here. That's just for fresh air. So we do have heat, but we do not have an AC on this car. Part of it being very simple.
Yeah, so it's probably a good thing you waited till late October to drive this out to California. Otherwise, you'd be pretty miserable.
And actually, if you open up your door, you can see one of the kind of cool things in this car. So they thought a lot about how to make this vehicle as practical as possible. So we have this little tray that you can stash some things in that goes under the seat. We've got another little cubby here in the front. Of course, we have our glove box. And it's just a good use of space in this car.
Look how fun this is, too.
Oh yeah, true.
Little pop-up vents there. You don't see anything like that in modern cars.
And I wanted to mention that because, like I said, on the dash of the new car, they kind of hide the vents. Well, this one's got super hidden vents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is also really cool. So just the simplicity of this old school Civic is striking. I also love the houndstooth cloth seats. I really wish that they would do cloth seats like these. A lot of modern cars that have cloth seats, it's not quite as plush or soft of a cloth. I'm sure it's probably more durable and more stain resistant, but old school cloth seats are just the comfiest. It's like furniture in your house.
Yeah, I was gonna say, these feel more like furniture than they do an automotive seat. And I just love the brown too. Like, I love the pattern on it. I love the brown seat belts. So many cars.
That's a lot of brown.
Yeah, that Civic is a perfect example, the one over there, of how everything is just so black and monotone these days, where you know, sure, some cars have some fun interior colors, but
no, they did fun.
This was a different era.
It absolutely was. And yeah, they've just kind of thought about everything on this car. The fact that you can fold these seats down, give yourself some more space, which is also really cool. It's just a neat car. And,
rear seat ashtrays.
Yeah, ashtrays back there. Also, kind of like some old school Land Rovers, we have these windows at the top of the trunk, which is funny. They're very small. You can only see them from certain angles. But I love the fact that they put some extra glass on there. And actually looking at the car as a whole, it's amazing on this car how flush they made everything. It's a straight line from the back of the hatch to the taillights, from the taillights to the D-pillar. Everything on this car is very flat, it's very flush, and it gives it a cool shape. It almost makes it look futuristic in a way, like a retro idea of what a futuristic car would be.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a doorstop to me.
The best looking doorstop you've ever seen.
Yeah, for sure.
Also something that is always fun when you're comparing a brand new version of a car versus a decades old version of a car is looking at the difference in the wheels. So here on the modern car, we have an 18-inch wheel, which is a good size wheel. It's definitely not small, but by modern day standards, an 18 is nothing crazy. This is an obnoxiously big wheel.
No, 20s are common. I'd say 22s are common on some cars these days. Maybe not a small sedan like
But on
this.
SUVs for sure.
Yeah, 22s are normal now.
By contrast, we have 13s.
Yeah, that's like a mini motorcycle wheel in 2024.
Yeah, so
crazy.
Pretty striking differences between these cars all the way around. And it's worth talking about the price too, because the price obviously over the years has gotten quite a bit different, even factoring for inflation. So when this Wagovan was new, from the research I've done, this car would have been around $7,000, which is a pretty crazy number to hear these days for a brand new car. It's hard to imagine.
Yeah, what is
buying
that
a
with
brand new
inflation though? Because that's not $7,000 in
No.
today's money.
But it's just crazy to hear that number, to think that you could have bought a brand new car for less than 10 grand. Adjusted for inflation, that's more like $21,000. But this car, and this is not an absolute base model like that one is, this car stickers for about $33,000. Now that being said, before everyone starts a riot in the comments, this car gets you a lot more than that car did. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, think of all the technology, the features, the safety, the extra power, the efficiency, the driving dynamics, sunroof, better materials, all kinds of stuff that this car has that one didn't. So those kind of things help make the price make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you like say that this car is $7,000, yeah, like the immediate comments I'm reading in my head right now before this video even goes up is, oh my God, cars have gotten so much more expensive.
And they have.
Yeah, they have, but I would have thought that difference is a lot bigger, you know, like let's a little over 10 grand difference if you adjust this one for inflation. Yeah. And you get, I think, more than 10 grand, at least in my eyes, worth of features on this car. You know, modern lighting, radio, air conditioning, and I think you said the big one, which is safety, not just in terms of safety tech, like, you know, crash avoidance systems and lane keep and all that, but you know, cars go through such rigorous crash testing these days. Like if you're looking for something to haul kids around in your family, the safety ratings for crashes is worth a lot in my eyes.
Now that being said, this is the Classics channel. We are fans of classic vehicles. That's why we have this channel in the first place. And like a lot of you out there, I'm sure you're saying in your head, look at this brand new 1984 Civic. I wish I could buy that. I'm with you. It's not possible for manufacturers. There's so many regulations today. You could not build this car today.
No.
Legally. It's not possible. I'm with you though. If I could buy exactly this for even $20,000 today, some people might call me crazy, but I would.
No, I don't think you're crazy. I think there's a lot of people that if these were both $31,000 today, a lot of people watching would go for the old one just because it's different.
It is. It's cool. And just a basic piece of transportation. No frills, nothing that you don't need. That's what this car is, and that's what makes it so cool. And this car being a basic piece of transportation is all it was designed to do. We are so excited to finally get this car on the road, doing the thing that it was designed to do. Now there's some folks that don't love the idea of us putting miles on this car, and especially exposing it to the elements. So we're going to be out there on the road. It's going to run into some bugs going down the road, all that kind of stuff. The car's probably going to get a little bit dirty, and we're going to put some miles on it. But that being said, this car's lived its whole life in a museum, and it's really exciting to actually get to put this car on the road and film the whole thing, give this car an opportunity to do what it was designed to do. Yeah, and actually use it for once rather than it sitting in storage. Because again, this car has also been in a museum and it's been parked next to Integras and NSXs and other really cool Honda products that have always made this, you know, not the most exciting car in the museum.
Well, that's why it was such a pain in the butt to get running, is because it spent its whole life in a museum. And it already lived that portion of its life. It spent 40 years sitting around doing nothing. It's time to give it a new life.
It will continue to be a low mileage museum car, but this is a really cool opportunity for it to get to be the star of the show. And so we're going to do this video with it coming up very soon, taking this car all the way to California. Alex drove it a little bit on the way here. What are the chances that you think it ends up on the trailer versus getting all the way there under its own power?
Yeah, we've got the trailer hooked up. There's a side-by-side on it now, but that's going to California with it. I'm not super confident. I'm crossing my fingers for you guys because I want you to make it there safely and have fun on this trip and get some good videos out of it. But I mean, I saw the process of this coming together the past, how long has it been? Like a year almost?
Not quite. Probably.
Months.
I think it came in the winter.
Yeah,
so
it's been months.
6 months. But
I saw the whole process come together. It was constant headaches, constant taking it apart, putting it back together.
Yeah.
And it's not like we did a shakedown on this. Like Andy literally just finished this. He took it out a little bit to kind of, you know, make sure everything was working properly. But it's not like we've done a 100-mile all at once, get it properly up to temp. Like this is the shakedown, is driving it over 1,000 miles to California.
As you all know, as car people out there, when a vehicle sits for decades not running, it takes a lot to put it back on the road. And so fuel system alone, Andy spent days laboring over this car, dropped the fuel tank, cleaned out all of the fuel lines, has gone through this carb time and time again, completely cleaned out the fuel tank, put it back into the car. So this whole fuel system, including the fuel pump, has all been gone through. Same thing, I mean, spark plugs, thermostat, timing belt, I mean, a lot of rubber components, vacuum lines. It's been an unbelievable amount of work that's gone into this car. And Andy just got that wrapped up well enough for us to do this as of yesterday. And we're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's definitely some uncertainty around it. I'm fingers crossed. I'm willing to bet you a 12-pack that we make it.
All right, well, comment down below. Give us your best guess. How many miles is this going to make it out of the 1,000 miles plus to California before these boys are on the side of the road pulling something apart? I think you're going to make it. I just think something's going to go wrong. But maybe I'm wrong.
I'm giving this rad little car my vote of confidence. I think it's going to do it. So we have that to look forward to. Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments down below. It's going to be a pretty epic road trip to get there. That's all for this sneak peek, behind the scenes kind of thing. Because this next video that we're doing with this is such a heavy lift, we don't have the ability this week to do as much with this video. So that's why we're giving you this sneak peek to let you know what's coming down the pipeline and to keep your eyes peeled for it. It's going to be an epic drive.
Yeah, there you go. 40 years of Civic. Again, stay tuned to alltfl.com because you're not going to want to miss this awesome video series that Case, Tommy, and Andy are putting together. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.